secret that remakes occur in the video game industry more than any other medium? Hollywood. I feel we're on par. Yes, it's in
vogue.
Or if you're Taylor Swift redoing your albums.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great to see games like Dead Space remade with more accessibility options and games like Resident Evil 4 and Silent Hill 2 reimagined for a modern audience. But at what point do we stop remaking games? As time goes on, will we look back on all these remakes as being outdated, only to be ripe for a remake once more 20 to 30 years from now? Is this something you guys see being remedied with increased access to older titles, i.e. Virtual Console, or do corporations expect folks to keep rebuying the same stories and experiences they know we love? When will we have enough remakes to move on to new stories and experiences? Thanks, Kurt and Lucy. Nicholas G.
Oh, Nicholas G. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the letter. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, Nicholas G.
Thank you. This is an interesting one because I actually have very conflicted feelings about remakes. As Nick pointed out, I made a video. Well, he didn't point this out directly, but I did make a video that referenced. I think it was the first episode of the Kurt Locker, which was all about remakes, and it was about even what is a remake and a remake versus a remaster or a retelling or however you want to see it. Because Dead Space, Resident Evil 4 remake, at the time it was Metroid Prime remastered, and my argument was like that's not a remaster because they remade assets in it.
Yep.
Anyways, but I have conflicting feelings because there's companies like Capcom, when they do a remake for Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4 remake specifically, like they did more than just like, yes, they remade a game that was familiar, but they also revolutionized that franchise.
Yes.
Again, like everything they did with the Resident Evil 2 remake is the best thing that ever happened to the survival horror genre of like the modern age. Period. Like done. And I don't know if we would have ever been able to get to that point unless we had a remake of Resident Evil 2. So that's where, then there's the other case of Dead Space, where I really do not think that remake was necessary, with the exception of accessibility options.
Yes, it was good though.
Yeah, well, it was good, but it was good because Dead Space, the original Dead Space,
Bones of Dead Space
was good.
Perfect.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I am conflicted because I would do anything for us to like. Look, if you watch the show, if you know who I am, if you've seen what I do, I thrive on the unknown, on playing things that are new, that are trying something. That being said, I would argue Resident Evil 2 and 4 remake tried something in familiar territory, but they tried something. So, yeah, I would always advocate for new stuff, but I will say it's probably easier for companies to sell something like a remake and use it as a platform to evolve.
So my thoughts on this are the gaming audience is getting older, gaming is getting more expensive. Gen Z, Gen Alpha are not playing these games. Even remaking them, are you remaking them to capture a new audience, or are you making them to recapture the older audience who is more likely to buy because they have that familiarity, that
money.
Hey, they have potentially money to spend? And are we actually just kind of chasing the same people instead of reaching out? I will not say that, hey, Resident Evil 4 remake didn't attract new people to Resident Evil. But it is one of, in terms of, if you're a game publisher, it is a best case scenario in that you are technically releasing a new game. It's got changes in it, but you are also releasing something that fans have asked for, fans know, fans love, fans already have an expectation of, and you are winning those people back. So it's an interesting one. Stuff is still going to get remade. Remaking a game right now, it's relatively cheap to do. The hard work has been done, or the hardest work has been done, and remakes, porting things over, relatively speaking, takes a lot less time, a lot less money than starting a AAA game from the very beginning, building a studio, etc. So I think we're still going to see them. I hope that we see a la Resident Evil, a la Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee, where you take an original game, the bones of which people know and love, the bones of which are excellent in the annals of history, of gaming history for a reason, and then do something cool and unique with it. Obviously, accessibility is a huge part of that. A lot of old games are very tough to go back to. But yeah, I don't think there will ever be a point where we don't get remakes anymore.
Yeah.
And if anything, he said gaming has a lot of remakes, but look at how many times things get remade in the film industry.
I mean,
how many reboots we get. I mean, look at something like The Pit. It's ER. It's just they remade ER.
I want to slightly.
Don't use me in court. I don't want to be a part of your.
It is. I also want to backtrack a bit because I want to give credit to Resident Evil 7 because Resident Evil 7 is the game of the series that like brought it back to those like very specific survival horror roots. I would just say that Resident Evil 2 Remake perfected it and like gave it the blueprint to everyone else that many other developers have now since followed. So Resident Evil 7 is a contradiction to my point where it's like that game actually was the thing that reinvented the series, was a new game, a new story, though arguably just a retelling, a big old inspiration from things like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and all that stuff. It's tough.
Have you heard about the monomyth? Sorry.
Can I bring a perspective?
Yes.
What if I said no?
You can do
You
that.
may.
You can do
Please,
that.
Jean-Luc.
Well, I was thinking about how a big reason why I think we're more okay with remakes in video games is because of the constant evolution of hardware. There's a logic to let's remake Resident Evil 2 because that game originally came out on a PlayStation 1 versus a PS4.
Yeah.
So as games graphically start to plateau, I feel like that almost starts to make a little less sense. Like the example I think of, and maybe it did well for Sony, so maybe it doesn't matter what I think, but like, did Horizon Zero Dawn need a PS5 version that looked slightly better when that game already looked totally
Last of Us?
fine?
More importantly, was that game playable already?
Yes.
Was the PS4 version playable on the PS5?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. And that's the argument that's the other argument of remakes where it's like you look at some people, like Lucy said, it's hard to go back and play old games because it's not like a medium like film or music or anything else that you passively enjoy. And
I think you need to have at least one console hardware generation in between a game's original release and now before you dare remake
Right.
it.
Yeah.
But then there's the weird exception. Resident Evil 1 had a remake that was technically one generation later. PS1 to the GameCube was one generation later. But that leap was so dramatic.
Yeah.
I think Resident Evil 1 Remake is one of the greatest games ever made, like straight up. But it's because gaming hardware was evolving at such a rapid pace. It's not really the case anymore.
No. I was gonna, now, as hardware.
Yeah, and it's like it's
How
tough.
many strands of hair are we gonna?
Yeah, and it's tough because like I think about Silent Hill 2 Remake as a game where I actually think the remake recontextualizes the original game in a way that I can actually appreciate because I did not like that original game, but the remake kind of gave me a new perspective on it. So it's really tough. I think it's a very compelling thought and question. It's a thing we have to deal with, but I think it's also like a byproduct of just entertainment and just trying to make sure big dudes making the familiar things that you may know the name of, like, oh, I know, I've never played Silent Hill 2, but I know it. I'll pick it up. I'll give it a shot.
I'll watch the movie.
I'll watch them. Oh God, don't do that. Do stare at a wall instead. So yeah, I always will advocate for something new. And the last thing, to mention Capcom for the 8,000th millionth time, because I think they do so much so well. I want to give credit to them because they are bridging what they've done with the remakes now with what they did with the other games, with Resident Evil 9, bringing in the remake Leon into a new scenario we have not seen yet.
Yeah.
So it's like stuff like that.
So you got the familiarity of like side tangent.
Here we go.
I know you don't give an S about TikTok. I
don't.
wanna commend whoever runs Capcom's TikTok, the Resident Evil TikTok.
Are we talking up Capcom again?
Yes, but this time for a very, very specific thing. The official Resident Evil TikTok account just posts like thirst videos of Leon.
Because
Oh, I know, but like they know their audience so well, and they're not afraid to shit post. There was one that they posted the other day, or like around Christmas, where it's a door and opens the door, and Leon is there wearing a Santa hat, and the song is just going, "Daddy's home."
oh wow, all right,
Unbelievable.
okay, I didn't expect that.
Like I don't know who runs it. Congratulations, I love
You got
it.
Lucy,
You got me.
man.
Yeah, I'll download it and show you.
Yes, please screen capture it and send it to me so I don't have to click on a TikTok link.
That was a clip from this week's episode of Kurt and Lucy Got You Covered. Don't know why I'm taking this very slow, very newsy. But we hope you enjoyed it and hope you want to watch the full thing.
That's right, Lucy. James, thank you for watching this clip. And if you want to email us something that we'll read on the show, you can do it at gotchacovered@gamespot.com. Kurt. I'm Kurt. That's Lucy. Okay.
And I'm Lucy. Over to John Luke with the weather.
Raining.